So, Ellen, I think what's really interesting about our scenes in particular, and then certainly for your scene, is the memory we're recounting a memory. We're not actually... My scene isn't of a train platform. It's of a memory of a train platform.
I'm talking about in the past tense about what occurred on the bus.
But what's really interesting for me, for your scene, is Greg is in it. However, Greg isn't in it. You're remembering Greg being on the bus.
Yeah.
And so something that I think that I've discovered through playing around in rehearsal is your line is something along the lines of, we're on the bus and everyone is happy.
Yeah.
However, Greg, if you look at it in the timeline, my character has just witnessed a woman fall in front of a train, had a kind of mini anxiety attack, now is getting shoved on a busy bus in the heat, and there's now a guy on the bus and it's all busy. My character is not happy. Nothing we know about Greg is, yeah, it's a lovely time. My character is, at least inwardly, stressing out, maybe, oh, it's busy, oh, no, I don't like it, there's too many people, too many noises. But you didn't remember that. The character Chirra doesn't remember that. They obviously didn't notice at the time, so when reciting the memory, they go, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Which means I have to act happy. I have to act as Greg being happy because you're remembering, which makes you an irreliable irreliable narrator, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting concept. I think the connections between our characters and the way that they are the same and not the same is really weird. And also the fact that in our conversation previously about whether or not our characters are the same person.
You mean the way they speak the same, they have the same sort of rhythm and dialect, they use the same repetition of words and
the
structure and
the
all.
words that my character repeats are the same words that your character repeats. The sentence structure and everything is really
The lack of punctuation.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that they use commas more than
The rapid
full
tempo
stops.
rhythm.
Yeah. All of that, and the fact that we're basically the same. I think it's really interesting how we would, if we were playing one character, how we would slot it in, because I don't think that this bus journey can be the same day as the train.
Do you not?
No. Because you describe the air as being like wet.
Still almost wet.
Yeah, I describe it as a cool breeze coming through, and everyone's happy because it's summer and the sun's coming in through the windows. And
do you think that perhaps you're...
Right, nice.
But that almost fits with my ending monologue. So I'm in the car with my mum, it's summer, it's early but not too early, the sun is up.
Because it's fragmented, the bus could happen much closer to the...
Yes, we don't know the linear timeline of it.
So I think potentially it would be more accurate putting it later in the timeline.
If our characters were one.
Yeah, I personally have been playing it that this bus incident happens after the party.
Interesting.
I think this is the bus that she gets to school.
Why particularly after the party?
I think mostly because the last conversation which she had was with B, that we see. And she's chill. She's just like, yeah, you know, the world is chaos and it kind of sucks, doesn't it? The same as most people would be.
See, I am talking about the party. I'm picturing Dance 1 and Dance 2 to be symbolic representations of the party in my mind. Because Greg, I'm choosing that my character Greg is in the dance. I'm doing the dance as Greg as such.
Oh, yeah.
So at the start, he's must get this right, trying to fit in perfectly, and then obviously he gets it wrong, and he's humiliated, he's embarrassed because he's the social outlier.
But that's the thing, I need, because of that, because I've been exploring her, like Chirra being at the party, because I agree with you, and that's the same way I've been thinking about it. She wouldn't be dancing if she just watched a guy be racist on a bus.
So the bus must be after.
The bus must be after the dances, so it must be after the party. Particularly at the end of Dance 2, when she just has to have a boogie on her own. Like there's no choreo, it's just have a boogie.
But do you not think that the audience is viewing it as a boogie because it's post-dramatic, it's non-naturalistic. However, the boogie represents everyone at their party just having chat with their own mates. After Imogen, the popular girl, goes, right everyone, in my opinion, this is the new trend. We're all just copying. We're not necessarily literally dancing.
Oh yeah, the idea is that Imogen stops caring about doing the dance properly, so we all stop caring about doing the dance properly and we all do our own versions of the dance.
Do you see it in another world that Chirra could be the person that gets the dance wrong and continues? Because I think it works quite well that that's Greg. Personally, I think that fits in perfectly with you. But if we think that Greg and Chirra in another world, another adaptation, could be the same character, do you think that Chirra could be the person in Dance 1 that gets it wrong?
Not in the current timeline. I don't think. And before the bus, Chirra doesn't want to stand out. Fitting in is the most important thing for her.
But do you not think that could be, that's why she's very embarrassed, I've done it wrong.
Yeah, but if it was, it would have to be like this. I almost would be imagining it if I was the person getting it wrong. That it's a nightmare. It was like a nightmare for Chirra, like a literal. She's currently in bed and has a nightmare. Because her biggest fear in life is that people will like look at her and go, "What a freak." That she doesn't fit in. That people are going to laugh at her. That she's going to be embarrassed. Being embarrassed is literally like her biggest fear. So I don't think it would make sense. If that makes sense.